Welcome back to Sunday Night in America. I'm not sure how many Supreme Court justices are on TikTok, but worldwide billions of young people are. So lots of eyes were on the court with a looming ban. Is there a workaround that preserves national security and maintains the platform? Is there a way to satisfy concerns and still keep teenagers from starting World War III? And speaking of big tech, Facebook has done an about face. I wonder if it's because their preferred candidate did not win the election in November. No, I don't think that could be it, could it?
After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact-checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far.
And it took him how long to figure that out? Mark Zuckerberg donated $1 million to the Trump inauguration fund. I mean, that's pocket change to him. I doubt it's enough to make up for years of bias, but we shall find out. Let's ask one of the consummate deal makers in the world. They call him Mr. Wonderful, but he also answers to Kevin O'Leary. Welcome, sir. Why don't you buy TikTok? Move the servers to the United States, address the mental health concerns for young people, and that way everybody is happy and you're richer.
Well, that's about to happen if we get the right judgment from the justices at the Supreme Court, hoping to get that this week. They had the hearing on Friday. I listened to every word. And so what we're deciding now is to either uphold the order of Congress, bipartisan order to shut down TikTok. But I don't want it shut down. It's not good for my businesses. It's not good for 6 million other small businesses in America that make a living off it. We just need to take out the onerous piece, the spyware. And that's what Congress is upset about. And so our offer, my syndicate, along with Frank McCourt, we've put together an offer that actually we don't want to buy the algorithm. That one of the issues the company claimed in their case to the Supreme Court was no one's going to buy it without the algorithm. That's not true. We'll buy it without the algorithm because we can't use it. That's spyware. So we're going to rebuild the product and make it much better, actually. And we're hoping that this really kind of a binary outcome. If the justices rule for upholding the law, it'll go back to the executive. That's currently Biden. If he can see a valid purchase offer, which we have, we've sent it to the company, all the shareholders and the Chinese government, they have it now. And he'll say, look, I think you guys should negotiate in good faith. We'll offer you, if you wish, negotiate a 90-day stay of execution, so to speak. And then we'll be working for Donald Trump at 12:05 on January 20th. So this is a very complicated bipartisan deal. It's what we want to do to save the platform for Americans. I think it's the right thing to do. And the company should want that too. This is the only path I see forward. And so let's see what happens. It's going to be a very interesting week. And I've spent a fair amount of time, as we have in our syndicate, speaking to both the Republicans and the Democrats on a bipartisan basis. Donald Trump, I just got back an hour ago from Mar-a-Lago, and I know my counterparts have been doing the same with Biden. We really want to keep this thing going.
Well, if there's anybody in the world that can do it, it is you. Speaking of President Trump, let's listen to him on Canada, and then I want to ask you a question on the other side.
We're spending hundreds of billions a year to take care of Canada. We lose in trade deficits. That's why I told Trudeau when he came down, I said, what would happen if we didn't do it? He said Canada would dissolve. We have more than they have. We don't need anything. So why are we losing $200 billion a year and more to protect Canada?
You just met with President Trump and a Canadian government official. I would never ask you to violate a confidential conversation, but is there anything you can tell us that came from that meeting?
Well, it's out in the public now. That was the Premier of Alberta, Danielle Smith. She is one of the most pragmatic politicians on earth. Her relationship with Trump is unique. Alberta, that province in Canada, has more oil and gas than all of America, and is in fact one of the largest trading partners on earth with the United States. $188 billion worth of energy flows from Alberta into the U.S. to the refineries. It's shipped all over the world afterwards, and even some of it comes back up to Canada. As she likes to put it, and I think she was really getting ahead of the narrative, very smart of her, to say, look, we're in a long-term marriage with the people of the United States. We're not dating, we're married. Sometimes couples have some problems. They get into a little tiff, but because they've been married forever, they work it out. And she's so far ahead of other Canadian politicians because she came down to Mar-a-Lago last night. I was lucky enough to join her. As she worked the room, she met many of the cabinet members. They're glad to see her. They know her well. She is a conservative. She's part of the red wave that's flowing through Canada right now, the conservative wave that kicked out Idiot King, Justin Trudeau. And he's gone. So what he said doesn't matter, and Trump understands that. And all those liberal politicians that went to see him, gone. I think it's a good outcome that she did. She's smart.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you can manage to save TikTok and keep relations between the United States and Canada, you're going to be one of the most important people in the world. We're going to have to give you a new nickname. It's not Mr. Wonderful. It's going to have to be something else. In the meantime, I'm just going to say thank you for joining us on a Sunday night, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.